Hey everyone, this is Sumlock24, and before we go any further, I want to remind you to keep your phone vertical and click that full screen icon on the bottom right. Now today I have a very interesting deck for you, and if you saw yesterday's video, you probably know what I'll be showing you guys, and it's a vampire deck, and the deck's actually really interesting. However, I'm gonna say that well, I'll go ahead and leave it towards the end to give you my opinion on how competitive it is. And there's another Super Joey, and for some reason, against Super Joey, I can't farm anything out of him, and I've been farming everything over 7k, and I'm still not getting anything. But anyways, let's get to the deck. Alright, so this this deck is ridiculous, and I think overall it can be highly competitive. At the current point, it is competitive. I'm currently in Gold 1, so I'm not really trying that hard to win. And a lot of the times with those replays, I was actually watching TV when I recorded them. I wasn't really paying much attention. So what I'm trying to do with the deck, since I'm not really high in the ladder, is I'm trying to win more than just trying to win. I'm not sure if I'm explaining myself right, but I'm trying to go over just a random victory and just try to go way overboard and trying to win that way. So the deck contains 3 Vampire Lords, 1 Ill Blood, 3 Skull Conductors, 2 Goblin Zombies, 2 Amarylease, 1 Magical Merchant, 2 Tribute to the Doom, 1 Creeping Darkness, 2 Twisters, and then 3 Mirror Walls. And if you want a written deck list, I'll have a link down in the description for my Patreon. And you don't have to buy anything or sign up for anything on Patreon. It'll be on there. And so just click on that link and it'll take you to a written deck list. I don't do it here on YouTube because my subscription or description box isn't long enough for me to go ahead and type that deck list. I think I need to hit a certain number of subscribers for YouTube to unlock that feature. But anyway, just follow that link and it should take you to a Patreon where you can see a deck list. Just type the name of the other deck on there and you should be able to find it. But anyways, this deck is completely ridiculous. Everything on here either gives you a plus or gets rid of something on the field or does something. So most of the time, nothing in here is dead except for like the Twisters and the Creeping Darkness. The Goblin Zombies are ridiculous. You can get basically anything that's not the Vampire Lord, and they're basically a +1. The Amarylease has the same thing. It can withstand an attack and then used as a tribute the turn afterwards. And Magical Merchant can load up the graveyard with Dark Monsters, so you can go ahead and activate Creeping Darkness, or it gets you any other spell or trap card, which in this case can be either a Tribute to the Doom, Twister, or a Mirror Wall, and all of those are just extremely ridiculously powerful cards. So getting a Magical Merchant is always really good, and having just 1 Ill Blood isn't that bad. It's actually really good. You don't need to run anything over just 1 Ill Blood. Because you can search it out with Goblin Zombie, so you should be good in that part. And then every now and then you do mill it out with Magical Merchant, so that it's fine. The deck does really good, and the big combo that it does, or one of the combos that it does, is it activates Skull Conductor's effect. And if you don't know what it does, is if this card is face up on the field at the end of the battle phase, destroy this face up card. You can send this card from your hand to the graveyard, special summon 2 zombie type monsters from your hand whose combined attack is exactly 2000. And Vampire Lord is exactly 2000. So you can always ditch it and get a Vampire Lord. I don't know if there's I haven't even checked if there's another zombie that's 0 attack that you can also special summon. I'm gonna look as soon as we finish this replays. But anyways, the deck is extremely consistent, and it's really good. I think 1 out of 10 hands are really bad and you can't win out of anything, but that's with every deck, and you can say that about every single deck that's out there. If you're trying to go a little bit more hardcore, what I highly recommend is that you take out the Amarylease and the Magical Merchants, and if you put 3 Gosukis, The only reason I don't put him in here is because I don't have him, and I've been trying to open a ton of packs. And I basically have everything in that box except I can't for some reason get a Gosuki. And if you're trying to go ahead and help me out with that, you can always sign up for that Patreon. You don't get anything whenever you do sign up for a Patreon. You don't really get any rewards or anything. It's just for people that want to help out the channel, and you don't have to do that. But if you do, it's an option. But anyways, let's go ahead and get into the replays. Now, the first one, I think I'm gonna show you is the bottom. Yeah, I think it was the bottom one. And this one, I'm playing against a deck that's extremely popular, and a lot of people are playing it. And I think most likely I will have maybe my version of the deck here, and then another couple of days or so. The only reason I don't have it now is because I don't have Pegasus up to level 40 or 45 or whatever the max level is, and that's Toons, and a lot of people are running it. And that's because once you get Toon Kingdom, it's really hard to beat him. And so what you really want to do is you want to destroy Toon Kingdom as fast as possible. Otherwise, the kind of odds of you winning just go down as time goes on, because they run a ton of spells that protect Toon Kingdom. So you do want to get rid of it. And here I'm running Restart, and like I said, I'm running Pegasus to try to level him up so I can get Toon Kingdom. And my hand isn't that great, so I just go ahead and bluff and set 2 cards. And luckily my opponent's hand isn't that great either. So he did set a Planet Pathfinder. He tributed for Toon Kingdom, and luckily with my Restart I did get a Twister. So he summons the Toon Kingdom, and I immediately Twister it so that he doesn't have a chance to do anything else. And once you destroy his Toon Kingdom, most Toon decks can't really do anything. Basically, they lose unless they get a Toon World. And I've been seeing a lot of versions lately where they don't even run Toon World. So here I'm just stalling out for time. And this zombie deck, what it does is, if you can get to the mid game, this deck is completely ridiculous. You can get a ton of pluses with Goblin Zombie. Ill Blood is just way too good, and you can go way overboard with this effect and summon a ton of cards. And here in this next turn, I don't think he draws anything. I can just go ham and then second summon the Ill Blood, get the Goblin Zombie, and then attack for game. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and press pause, or just in case my video gets corrupted. Alright, so the next one is I'm playing against Subtle Kaiba. Alright, and with Tribute to the Doom, I tried the 3 copies, but it was being kind of cloggy. And 2 just seems to be just the perfect amount of Tributes to the Doom that you want to run. And a lot of the time you're sending out Amarylease, and you can do a combo where you use Tribute to the Doom, send Amarylease to the graveyard, activate Amarylease's effect, and then summon a Vampire Lord that way. And I think I do that combo in this video. Oh no, I just said. But that combo is available just in case you do go second. And with this deck, you really do want to go second because you get that +1 advantage over your opponent. And here you can go ahead and activate Amarylease. And unlucky for me that his Strawberry just goes over 2,000. And I think that's one of the detriments of the deck, is that if you play against a Rex Raptor or a Kaiba or anything that can instantly get a 2,000 monster out, you will most of the time would have to just crash into them, because unless you wait and you play really conservative and let them attack into your mirror walls. And that's the reason that mirror walls in the deck, because if your opponent can get a massive monster out, there's really no way for you to win, because you can't get over it unless they attack into you, and they attack into the mirror walls. And mirror walls, in my opinion, they need to be restricted. I think they need to go down to maybe 2 or 1. But they're like, if you know how to play the game and you know how to be conservative and you play the game slow, mirror walls are just completely destructive. And the fact that you can activate them in the damage step is just, it just makes it way too overpowered. And I kind of feel bad playing against lower ranked players with the mirror walls, but I mean, it's just it's just too hard not to play him when you do have him. And I've made a couple of decks where I don't play him because they are kind of overpowered. And I went ahead and restarted because I didn't draw a Vampire Lord, and I always want to draw or get a Vampire Lord in my first hand. And here I get it, but I don't get anything else. And I think in this particular game, I end up bricking. I think he's another Pathfinder. He's running Fusion Gate, but I did get a Twister. So as soon as he activates or would activate the Twister, I go ahead and Twister it. He couple of aces, but he gets me the 2 cards, and I get an Amarylease, and I just set it. I tribute for a Vampire Lord and just attack, and he's Sphere Rebirth. I'm like, that's fine. And then I was expecting him to do the gate this turn, but he didn't. He just sets, and then I can activate Amaryleases again, and tribute for a second Vampire Lord, which is really good. There's 2,000 damage, and then I always, whenever I select the effect for Vampire Lord, I always do traps, because not many people run that many traps, and when they do, they run some overpowered traps, like Mirror Walls and Michishudis and things like that, and here he just surrenders, because I guess he gave me the Cup of Ace again. Alright, so that's Joey. The next one is, what is it? Paradox Brothers. And I think this one he's running Handless Balance, and I'm getting to that point to where I'm gonna start seeing more competitive decks, which is fine, and which is something that I want. I don't usually have a lot of time to do a competitive, and if I did, I would just go ham and show you guys videos of those high ladder games, but I don't have the time, unfortunately, and I can't get into, or I don't have the time to get to keep playing and get all those wins to go ahead and go into higher ranks. So he's using Balance, and I think he is using Handless Balance, and I go ahead and restart because I didn't get a Vampire Lord, and I always want to start out with a Vampire Lord in my hand. And here I get an Blood instead of a Vampire Lord, which is fine because I get Amarylease. And I have double Mirror Wall, so I set. He goes ahead and activates Gateway for his Swift Gaia. And that's fine. And when you play against Handless Balance or anything that's really competitive, you want to take the game slow and you want to play extremely conservative. Here I decided to not use the Mirror Walls because it's only life points, and life points don't really matter as long as you have more than one. I go ahead and activate Amarylease's effect and summon the Old Blood, and he attacks my Old Blood, so I go ahead and Mirror Wall to punish him for it. And after this, I go ahead and let the Mirror Wall die, activate second summon the Old Blood, activate the effect, and decided to crash against it. Don't decide to attack with the Old Blood because I'm afraid of a Mirror Wall or something else, and his back row is just cards to get advantage early out in the game, and so he's just activating them so he doesn't have any cards in hand. The Old Blood's effect activates again for me to get the Conductor again and crash again. And once you get rid of most of the monsters, Handless Balance can't really do anything. And here's where Old Blood is just completely ridiculous. He goes ahead and gets Embodiment, and I have Twisted to negate it, but I decided not to negate it, and he tries to activate Dimension Gate. And I wasn't really sure what the rulings on it was with Embodiment, and so I decided to go ahead and twist it just in case. But here he just gave up and activated the Storm. I'm guessing, I'm not sure if he activated it on purpose trying to negate my Twister, which a lot of people do try, but anyways, I'm gonna say for the better for not trying to bash him too much, that he was just giving up because he didn't have anything else. Alright, this one I think was a really long game, and I think I was kind of a douche in this game because I wasn't really trying to win it. I was just trying to see where the deck could be or what it could do and what kind of replays it can do. Because at first I was a little bit scared because well, I wasn't even scared because I had the Twisters, and you see here in a bit once I get the opening hand, and I figured if he activates Daedalus or summons Daedalus, I can just go ahead and Twister the field spell. And I should have kept that first hand, but I decided to restart it, and that second hand isn't that great, but I do have Twisters, so it's fine. Once I saw that he was playing Stray Lambs, I was kind of going into panic mode. I was thinking he was going to need Daedalus me on the next turn, but that's not the case, and that's the only reason I summoned that Amarylease and attacked with, and put it in attack mode. So if he tributed, he had to tribute a monster. And he just set sets, and I mean, that's fine. I want to be in the mid game anyways. And he was really unfortunate with Magical Merchant because I didn't know anything for Creeping Darkness. And here I just started attacking. I know his defense was going to be way higher, but I just wanted to see what his monsters were. And that same thing, I just wanted to see what his monsters were. And here I think he shouldn't have attacked my Goblin Zombie, because my Goblin Zombie kind of opened up to where I can get a no blood. And then once you get a blood, just everything goes downhill for your opponent. So tribute, especially when you have a ton of things to tribute, he activates Aegis Gaia. I don't know why. I don't know what exactly it is that he's playing. Maybe he's just a player that just started playing and he doesn't know much about Yu-Gi-Oh! Maybe he does. I don't know. Now here I just activate Tribute to the Doom to just make space on the spell and trap card zone. Go ahead and attack since the top, and then he activates his Two-Headed Behemoth. And here I just go ahead and just let him attack. I could have blocked it or I could have mirror walled it, but like I said, I was just trying to drag the game on. And I get another Conductor with Goblin Zombie. And then I get a Vampire Lord, activate Tribute to the Doom, send the Conductor. And here I was just trying to see what I could do. I did a ton of useless moves, which, like I said, I was trying to see where it could go and how much damage you can make in one turn. So I can kill Crystals here, and that's 4,100 damage. And if I was playing something a little bit more competitive, I think I wouldn't have done any of those moves and those later. What is it? And those last turns, I would have just saved the cards. But unfortunately, I'm in the lower ranks. I'm currently gold rank 1. But the deck's really fun, and it can be extremely competitive if you have the Gosukis. Even if you don't have them, the deck's actually quite powerful without them. And Amarylease is just that card is tremendous. It does a lot of things. It blocks an attack, and you can offer it as a tribute next turn. Not a lot of cards are out there that can do that. And I don't have any none of that either. Don't really want it either. Alright, but anyways, let me show you the deck list once again before I let you guys go. And like I said, if you want a written deck list, it'll be on Patreon. Just go ahead and follow the link down in the description below. And if you have any questions or comments, go ahead and leave them down in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, I highly suggest that you do leave a like, as it helps a ton. It makes it to where the video comes up to in a lot of recommendations, and more people can see it. So I would really appreciate if you leave a like. If you do enjoy my content, I highly suggest that you subscribe. And if you dislike the video, go ahead and leave a dislike and let me know why it is that you're disliking it, so I can go ahead and try to improve upon that. But anyways, that's going to be it for today. I'll see you guys tomorrow.